Greetings and welcome. There's this gift of life that's been given, and that allows one to sneeze. There's this gift of life that's been given, and because it's been given, this is a sharing of peace, unconditional love, and infinite compassion. Because these words point to something that resonates within all people. Receiving a call, excuse me. And because of that, we're able to offer it to those that need it. It is inherent and permeates that which is, and because of that, it's ever present and always accessible. The intent of this medium is to simply share that presence with those who wish to view this now during this Facebook Live gathering, or since it is posted later on, whoever may come across this image and these words may resonate with it and them somehow, or not. That being said, it's simply the remembrance, realization, recognition of that which is beautiful, joyous, loving, ever present, infinite, and always accessible. There are other forms of energy that cause destruction. And then there are the creative energies that are constructive, that create things that are beautiful and joyous and makes human beings, animals, plants, the planet thrive. And those are the creative constructs that are intended with love and peace and compassion. Mm. I stress the importance of unconditional love and infinite compassion. Unconditional love is loving without any opposite, without any gain, without any reward, even loving those that may seem to misunderstand or show fear, hatred, animosity, resentment. This is a love that only knows love and will only offer love. And that is the love that creates all things. Otherwise, there would be non-existence. Simply the fact that this is validates pure, unconditional love. It is all given. Through that unconditional love, the discovery of infinite compassion emerges. Infinite compassion being the unending realization of love, the essence of love. If it were finite, it would be unable to heal, and it would cease to be compassion. If it were anything other than infinite, it would be something else, perhaps pity or sympathy or merely empathy without any action taken towards healing. And most commonly known as the alleviation of suffering. The primary mode of alleviating suffering for human beings, that is psychological suffering. And within that, there's the engagement of mind as identity. We're identified by the words that we say, although they were handed down. We're identified by pigment in skin, that is for whatever survival is necessary, and yet these are all transitory, constructed, learned phenomenon. And at the base of all this, there's an underlying nothingness, emptiness, which is the essence of which all this form, from which all this arises. Again, the subtle forms of energy, thought, and also the tangible forms of body, substance. And to see that in every human heart, see the light in every human's eyes, to see the source of light in everyone's being, that is compassion. And to instantly see that divine quality in everything, that alleviates suffering, brings one back to the present moment in which there is no additional concepts of self, and there only is that which is a being emerging spontaneously and simultaneously in this very instant, in what has been coined the now and the here. And it is this healing is done through stillness and silence. Just slowing the mind and silencing the mind and relinquishing the mind, seeing it for what it is, appreciating it when it's necessary, and then letting it rest. Or move slower to keep the equanimity intact and the harmony intact, the tempo of life intact. And also as it's been said, these words are simply pointing to the ineffable, wordless state, spaceless, timeless, the spacelessness and the timelessness from which this event emerges. this is a constant offering, both always and through this form of life, this human form given to because it's gifted to. Such gratitude and such beauty and tremendous amount of joy. And a tremendous amount of ease. Another intent of this is to be accessible and available so that this presence can be shared. And if there's an understanding of the theme of these words, then there already is a presence to anyone that is watching of what these words point to. Rather than simply a cognitive understanding, there's the recognition and the realization of that presence, of any truth that these words point to. The words themselves, rather than them being a message, the words themselves are their self-evidently truthful, if that makes sense. The word compassion, very few negative connotations to that word. Love, very few negative connotations, and the same with the word peace, because they ring truth to something that is within everyone's heart. And the more that one lets that truth shine, to let it be revealed organically, harmoniously, and naturally, then the greater that those qualities of peace, love, and compassion emanate all of the infinite that it is itself, that infinite consciousness, that infinite source, in which there's no projection because there's no direction. And it's simply being now. Without projection into future or past or here nor there, up, down, left, right, black, white. There's an infinite melting. Although these things are differentiated, it always remains the same. This always remains one, and this always remains the same. It's the one love without two. It is the one peace. It is the one joy. Just that this reminder finds its place in one's heart and reflects back into thoughts, words, and deeds. So focused that it shines like a laser beam. So focused that through any seemingly apparent darkness, this radiates greater than a whisper. Though it may seem like a whisper or a small flame, its voice, its truth, and its light reveal its essence. An infinite revelation of pure source and pure love and pure energy. Hmm. And with that, I offer this peace and this unconditional love and this infinite compassion to all those who hear these words and see this image. I offer these things in gratitude.